Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I interviewed a guy from the UFCW about their community organizing, and I want to get the head of some national organization called Moms Rising.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is good, and I want to get the restaurant owner.
Outside here really quick.
So more work to be done.
And the Paid Sick Days Champion Award goes to our City Council sponsor, Nick. This is our Paid Sick Days Champion Award going to the person whose dedication, integrity, skill at working with his colleagues, gentle ferocity, and unswerving commitment.
I think that this legislation has the opportunity to turn the corner, to start a new approach towards getting the economy and getting the nation back up in a progressive and productive state by saying that let's put our values and let's put our resources in the most important resource we have, which are our workers.
We put hardly anything other than normal office trash. We do not contribute anything else to the waste stream. It's almost 100% either consumed by humans or consumed by piglets.
I like it. If you wouldn't mind, would you put that on? You can either snake it up your shirt or just put that on.
We were covering labor food bank here in the Seattle area, and talked to some of the volunteers, the executive director, and learned sort of what keeps this organization going. It was a good learning experience. I'm not usually behind the camera. This was a nice experience to have, to be able to take the time to learn this skill.
This is my first time here, and I'm a labor communicator, and I got a lot of good experience, good lessons learned, but I think probably the most important thing is I no longer feel like I'm the only one doing what I do. I no longer feel like I'm on a desert island. I have this network of people I can tap who know my struggles and could hopefully help me with my struggles when I need to.
We're all pilots, right? All of our deck officers are pilots. Whether you're sailing as mate or sailing as master. And the pilots are responsible to know everything there is to know about Puget Sound. Whether it's
they were going after, just in this case, the masters, the captains of the ferry boats, and decertifying them.
Right. So instead of Governor Walker, who went for a home run hit, these were more like that, death by 1,000 cuts.
And all of these cuts they'd taken in order to preserve jobs. And every time they came back and said that's not enough.
They have been demonized, they have been trampled upon. And speaking of which, these are workers who run a system that is vital to this community. Regardless, they are still being attacked. And they're being viewed as part of the problem when all indications are these unions, these workers, they have come together to try to be part of the solution. And so how we found them was everything is stacked against these guys, and they need an outlet to get their point of view, their story out, to counter everything that has been against them, which is really the entire collective media.
we have to plan out our voyages each day, where areas are that have shoaling waters that we need to stay away from, and high winds, basically how to deal with all those differences on our various routes.
Growing up, I was always a writer. And in some pseudo part of my brain, I thought being a reporter was kind of cool. Being a journalist was kind of cool. And I never had the chance to do that. So this was me living out my fantasy for at least 2 days. And I will tell you what, it is tiring. They have really the toughest job in the entire world to try to come up with a narrative that works, to try to come up with a story that resonates with the folks that are counting on you. Because, at the start of this thing, I figured it was a training exercise, it's going to be fun, it's going to be an unbelievable experience. But then once we interviewed these folks, and they really did have all the hopes and aspirations laid upon us.
Yeah.
And
they're counting on us to get their story out.
And then it went from, oh, this is fun, to, oh man, we better get this right because this is really important.
I know I feel it with every word I write. Am I being meaningful, expressing the truth in a relevant and engaging way? Because it is their story, and if I'm not sharing it, who is? And that story is how we're going to change things and how we move mountains.